We're driving a 2022 Nissan Titan. Coming up, we're going to tell you why having fewer choices in the Nissan Titan is a good thing. But first, information explosion. The Nissan Titan is a full-size pickup truck. Let's begin with interior.
This doesn't feel as luxe as certain pickup trucks we've driven recently, but I do like this red stitching, and the fender speakers make it look a little more rock and roll in here, I guess.
Yeah!
There's a lot of storage in here, little nooks here and there, but they are small. So if you carry your hamster with you, perhaps?
Do you carry your hamster with you in your full-size pickup truck? Tell us in the comments. As a lady who always appreciates having beverages, in fact, you have 2 beverages within easy access, this has got to be a wonder vehicle.
It's awesome. There's 4 I have access to up here if I steal them all from my family, plus 2 more down here.
Then you got a generous center console here. This area where you can pull these cup holders and then these cell fold holders right here. If you just want like an extra storage nook, you got spots next to your legs here. So the rear seats, you can flip these seat backs forward if you want to put a little stuff back there. You can flip the seat bottoms up and there's storage under there. And then there's also a little platform you can flip forward so you have a flat storage area inside the cabin, which is super cool if you've ever tried to bring home, let's say, a flat screen TV from Best Buy. In the rear seats, I fit very well. So this has the optional moonroof, and that does reduce interior headroom a little bit, but I still fit pretty well. And if you've been following my videos for any length of time, you know I've got a long torso. Plenty of knee room, my feet fit under the front seat. The middle rear position, by the way, is quite comfortable. Kiddo, how do you find getting in and out of this truck? If you didn't have that side step, it would be much trickier, I imagine. Do you feel like you got an okay view out, and are you comfortable?
Yeah, I'm comfortable.
Good. The beds of modern full-size pickup trucks have become wellsprings of technology. With this one, it's really just a bed. It's got a couple of static tie-down points, and it's got the movable cleat system, so you've got a lot of flexibility with how you tie things down back there. But the tailgate is just a tailgate. It doesn't have like a workstation on it like you have in the F-150. It doesn't have like the multi-flex tailgate like we experienced recently with the Chevy Silverado. It's just a tailgate. It is damped, so you don't have that big clunk, and it's easier to lift back up when you're closing it. Really, I think the only big advancement back there is the little corner step that you can just sort of like slide out. That does make it easy enough for a child to get inside.
Yeah, that was a lot easier than just having to step up. And I like how seamlessly it tucks away.
There is also a 120 volt outlet back there, so if you want to power something like a little mini fridge, or I always get a margarita machine in the bed of your pickup truck, that's a thing you can do. Oh, one more child note, getting the car seat in and out seems pretty easy. Did you have any issues with that?
Very simple. The latch points are well labeled and exposed, so it's very easy to install.
We still have to buckle our kid a lot of the time. Any challenges with that?
I couldn't see the buckle, and it was a little bit floppy, so there's a little bit of a learning curve there.
Happens to a lot of trucks. As for safety, the NHTSA rates the Titan 4 stars overall for safety. The IIHS rates it good in terms of crash, with the only ding being an acceptable rating for the front passenger impact. That's 1 notch down from good, but generally pretty good crash ratings. The real standout area is the standard safety suite. So it's got automatic emergency baking. Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
Somebody walks out in front of your car,
you're like,
cupcakes.
yeah. I didn't mean to hit you, but here's a brownie. Automatic emergency braking, lane departure warning, blind spot warning, which in a big vehicle like this, sometimes visibility can be an issue. Although I have noticed the indication is pretty subtle, but if you know what to look for, you will see it there. So pretty strong standard safety suite. Nope, you're not looking this way.
Get ready for cupcakes.
Yay! Best crash ever. So what do we think, family? Is the Nissan Titan family friendly?
Family friendly?
Yes, big pickup truck family friendly. Rear window test. Other rear window test. All the way down. Yay. Armrest test, driving in a comfortable 8 and 4. It's actually pretty hard to get my elbows onto the armrest, but if I have a casual attitude with how assertively I steer the steering wheel, I can put them on the armrest, and they're quite cush. Not super plush, but yielding enough that I won't complain about them. I'm gonna go 65% inboard, 70% outboard. Hey, would you like to see more videos where we review cars as a family? If you would, feel free to subscribe. Style! Let me quickly thank the sponsor for today's video, Flying Eyes Sunglasses. They are not normal sunglasses. They're made out of a special material called Brazillamide that gives them properties, unnatural properties, like the ability to go super bendy like that. That means they can make these temples super thin, so when I wear them in the helicopter, they fit effortlessly underneath the headset, so my noise cancellation works correctly. That also makes them extremely lightweight. And all of that stuff works great if you're a pilot, but it also works great if you're a human being like Evie.
Yes, these are the most comfortable eyewear I have ever owned. I forget I'm wearing them sometimes, which is pretty cool.
Except when you're looking for your sunglasses.
Yeah. They also come with these removable magnetic tinted lenses, so they double as sunglasses or regular glasses.
If you would appreciate aviation grade eyewear, just like my child does, look at those cool crossed arms. Click the link in the description below. Use the promo code Micah to save 10% off Flying Eyes. Style thought, sweetie?
It's trucky.
It
looks like
sure
a truck.
is. It does. It looks like a truck.
One thing I did notice about the Titan, it really wants you to know it's a Titan. There are Titan labels everywhere.
Titan, Titan.
Titan, Titan.
Yeah, I think they are checking the right boxes with the Titan. It looks big, assertive, and capable. You really have to convey the function of the vehicle with the aesthetic of the vehicle in the truck world, and so I think they're trying to do that. And in the Pro 4X trim that we're driving, that's the off-road version of the Titan. You have a couple details. It sits up a little higher, off-road suspension. It's got some black trim elements on the outside. It's got the red hooks, so it looks a little bit more adventurous. What do you guys think? Do you like the style of the Nissan Titan? If yes, if no, if maybe, tell us in the comments section. If you'd like to see what we're doing between YouTube videos, you can give us a follow over on Instagram. She's that girl, I'm this guy, in motion. When I hopped in the Nissan Titan for the first time, I was like, yeah, it rides pretty well. It seems to be driving just fine, no big complaints. What's that buzzing? As a sound guy, this is one of those things that really jumps out to me. There is a resonant frequency in this particular Titan when voices are playing through the stereo at certain frequencies. There's a buzz right up here by my left ear. Have you ever been in a room where you go, and there's like a certain note where like the entire room vibrates? That's kind of what happens. You know what it is? It's like I will notice it when there's conversation, and then I will find the frequency. Again, sound nerd. Generally speaking, I think it's a pleasant truck to drive around. No big complaints. We live in a windy area, and the thing steers just fine. An element that did jump out to me is brake feel. Driving the Chevy Silverado recently, very wooden feeling brakes, and it's hard to determine how much pressure you need to apply. These have a softer feel, but I find it much easier to brake smoothly, and as you know, that is one of my great joys in life. In fact, I'm just gonna come to a very smooth stop right now, and let's see if I can make it super smooth. Oh. Pretty smooth.
Pretty smooth.
I'll quickly add that driving the Nissan Titan on our local off-road trails, it's very competent off-road.
And I really liked the digital screen that showed you which angle you were at.
If the screen's not worried, why should you be? Needless full throttle acceleration. That acceleration there is nice. I think the 9-speed automatic transmission does a good job. I'm just gonna floor it now and see how quickly it gets to, there we go. Reasonably quick reactions from the transmission. Earlier in the video, we teased that we were gonna explain how less choice in the Titan is actually a good thing. The engine is where that is the case. After doing the F-150 video and the Silverado video, where there's a zillion different engine choices, in the Nissan Titan, there is one engine choice, and it's a cool V8.
It sounds awesome.
Yeah, you got 400 horsepower available, and what's great about that lack of choice is that even if you get the absolute cheapest Titan, you'll be able to squeal the tires slightly as you depart. Everybody gets the cool engine. I'm enjoying the V8. Give me this. Before I run afoul of the law, let's have Evie drive. Evie's at the wheel, and let's take a left right here because I want to hear what you think about the steering efforts of the Nissan Titan. Specifically, we got a little U-turn situation here.
The steering efforts are a little bit heavy.
Like at low speeds like this?
Yeah.
Turning circle doesn't seem so bad. With a big truck like this, one of the concerns is, oh, is it going to be hard to muscle around?
But now that we're going a little bit faster, it feels a little better.
I know you generally don't like larger vehicles. Is this manageable, or does it feel a little bit hulking?
I don't know how it compares size-wise to other full-size pickup trucks we've driven, but it feels more manageable.
I got that same sense driving it. For some reason, it does seem smaller, but running the numbers versus, let's say, the Chevy Silverado we drove recently, it's actually comparable in size. One of the fun things about reviewing cars is that there's what you feel, and then there's what is, and those are not always the same things. But yes, the Nissan Titan to me does feel like it drives smaller than many of the full-size vehicles we've driven recently. And the last question, how's your visibility?
That C-pillar impedes my view a bit, but no more so than most pickup trucks. And as usual, the B-pillar is impeding my view because I sit so far forward so that I can reach the pedals.
Okay, Sweetie's achieved some level of comfort behind the wheel of the Titan. I'm getting back to the driver's seat. In total, the Nissan Titan, I think, is a well-sorted pickup truck, pleasant to drive, plenty of power, which I would use if it wasn't going to smash me into that beautiful boat being towed right in front of us. Let me very quickly thank the folks who support us on Patreon. Hello, patrons! Thank you for your support. We love chatting with you guys over there. Love giving you guys early access. Extra high five just for you guys.
Ooh.
If you're not a patron, don't accept that five. Moving onward to emotion factor. Is there an emotion factor here?
Interior styling, the exterior styling, it's kind of a utilitarian vibe. It sounds like there's an emotion factor from the driving experience for you with that big V8.
There is emotion to be derived from driving too fast. There is emotion to be derived from knowing that you feel confident and capable, and it can do the trucky stuff that you like to do. What do you guys think? Is there an emotion factor to the Nissan Titan? If you are feeling emotionally moved by the Nissan Titan and you'd like to buy one of your very own, I bet you're going to need to sell your current car first. Use the Kelley Blue Book link in the description below to know exactly what you should pay for your next Titan or what you should get for your current vehicle. Kelley Blue Book, the trusted resource. Remarks! Remark number one, infotainment. We have the optional 9-inch screen with a navigation setup. There's a base 8-inch screen. Both of them come with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto.
It's pretty simple and easy to use. It is interesting that there are physical buttons and then there are touchscreen buttons, and they seem to pretty well match up.
Yeah, it's a little bit redundant. And you're right, yeah, I think it is just an elemental system. These days we're used to getting into infotainment systems where they kind of want to dazzle you a little bit. There's like a little bit more panache. And I don't use panache in reviews very often because it makes me sound pretentious, but well, here we are. For what is there, it's usable. But yeah, if you're looking to be dazzled, maybe this isn't where you're going to find it.
Yeah.
That is a very natural lead into something I've noticed as we've reviewed a bunch of full-size trucks recently. There are some flashy features on competitive vehicles. In the F-150, you've got Pro Power on board, that whole onboard generator system that you can use to power a house. The Chevy Silverado, they've got an array of 8 cameras that has an invisible view through the trailer. And by comparison, the Nissan Titan is pretty darn simple.
It's a very pragmatic vehicle.
If you're the kind of person that doesn't want the unnecessary flash, then this feels kind of nice. And I'll be honest, as the guy who has to arrange the outlines and like figure out what we're going to talk about, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so easy. Having to put together the outlines for most pickup trucks absolutely sucks because there's a zillion different permutations and all these different features to talk about. That doesn't mean it has no cool features. You do have things like an integrated trailer brake system right here. We do also have a 360 camera in here. The resolution is pretty low and it struggles where we have trees everywhere and you've got dark spots and bright spots. It has a hard time exposing for both of those realities. Nonetheless, it is better to have that 360-degree awareness than to not have it. And there is a trailer brake light check system, so if you're trailering by yourself, the Nissan Titan allows you to make sure that your lights are working correctly. It's a feature that's useful, but it's not like, hey, I'm gonna dazzle my neighbors with this. Continuing with that theme of simplicity, you have 2 body styles. There's a king cab with a 6.5-foot bed and a crew cab cab with a 5.5-foot bed. If you go with the crew cab, you do lose a little bit of bed length, but you gain 13.7 inches of rear seat legroom. So if you like people, go with the crew cab. As mentioned, there's only one engine available. It's a 5.6 liter V8. It can tow a little bit more than 9,300 pounds, which for a lot of people's needs, that's good, but you can tow 14,000 pounds maximally with a Ford F-150. If you need to tow 14,000 pounds, please get a truck that can do that. But I think 9,300 pounds is pretty good for a lot of people's needs. It's certainly more than our 0-pound need in the Muzio family. Sweetie.
Yes.
Can I give you a trim recommendation?
Why not?
By the way, the trim recommendation is the trim that will give you the features you would regret not getting, but at the lowest possible price. I'm gonna recommend going with the Crew Cab SV trim with the convenience package. Total price is about $46,000, but that adds heated front seats, a power driver's seat, a power sliding rear window, that 9-inch screen, dual zone climate control, and smart key access, a feature I will not go without. And if you need to add four-wheel drive, that's an extra $3,200. We mentioned we're driving the Pro 4X version. That adds Bilstein shocks, a locking rear differential, hill descent control, and all-terrain tires, so that's a more rugged version. And if you want to go fancy, there's a Platinum trim that adds that 360-degree camera system, leather, and ventilated front seats. And then, if you want to tow more, they do offer a Titan XD. It's only offered as a crew cab. It has the exact same V8 in the Titan we're driving, and it has a unique frame and an HD suspension. It can tow up to 11,060 pounds if you have a gooseneck trailer. If you compare the Titan XD S trim versus the non-XD S trim crew cab, it's about $6,300 more. So you're paying about $6,300 to get an extra 2,000 pounds worth of tow capacity. For perspective though, you can tow 12,000 pounds with a Toyota Tundra. I will add, a Nissan Strength is its warranty. It has a 5-year, 100,000 mile bumper-to-bumper warranty, which is really generous. As for the competitive set, it is the names we have been saying throughout this video: Ford F-150, Chevy Silverado, which we drove recently. And if you want to know what we thought about it, you can click right up here. There's the Toyota Tundra, which we want to get into soon, and we will. And then there's the Ram 1500. It's been a while since we've tested one, so we need to get back into that. Basically, there are a zillion big pickup trucks to choose from, including the Nissan Titan. Did we miss any remarks? If so, tell us in the comment section. Synopsis! In thinking about the essence of the Nissan Titan, it is strong, but it's simple. It is the zip tie of full-size pickup trucks. If you'd like to see more videos like this where we review cars as a family, plus the occasional helicopter adventures, feel free to subscribe. If you want to see what we're doing between YouTube videos, you can give us a follow over on Instagram. Family! I think we've done a pretty good job reviewing the Nissan Titan. May I have a 5 and a 5, and you come get that high five. Ah!